Fortune Fight is about 1 year into development right now, and this feels like a great opportunity to look back and dive into the development progress. I hope this will give you some insight in how games are made and the dramatic changes that can happen during development. Hello, Matthias here, Game Director for Fortune Fight. Before we dive into it, I just want to say that we're doing an open beta from June 9th, so please check that out. Let's get into it. The game concept is in the name: forge weapons and fight with them. We made and launched a prototype in March last year. In this version, you can build over-the-top weapons and fight stupid bots. This is still downloadable, so you can try it out. I'll drop a link down in the description. We got a lot of people trying and loving the game, so we started pre-production for a full version. Starting out, we wanted to try to make this into a multiplayer physics-based experience, sticking to the forging and combat system of the prototype. The early results were cool. It looked kinda how you would expect a physics game to look. However, the progress was quite slow due to the physics and multiplayer system needing a ton of work to move forward. In about 4 to 5 months, we reached our first playable multiplayer version. This featured a 1 vs 1 combat with similar forging as the prototype. We showed the game at the conference and got some mixed responses. The quirky silliness we were aiming for was there, but the combat wasn't as fun and engaging as we wanted it to be. Now, there were multiple reasons for this, but the stateless nature of the combat system seemed to be the main culprit. As there were no wind-ups or tells, as well as no real cooldown between attacks, there was no obvious way of getting better at the game, nor how to counter your enemy. The physics-based nature of the weapon also felt sluggish, as well as the input scheme of holding down left mouse button and flailing your mouse was a great gateway to get a mouse arm. Lastly, the game was performance heavy. This was very much solvable, but our time projections for achieving smooth performance looked dim. This left us at a breaking point. Do we continue down this path and try to make our current design feel good? Or do we change direction? Enter Quantum. Not quantum computing, though that is pretty cool. Photon Quantum. A super cool deterministic multiplayer engine. In short, instead of sending the entire state of the game over the network as we used to need to do, we only have to send each player's input and then every machine knows what to make of it to produce identical results. Super cool, super performant. There was a trade-off though. We'd have to scale back on our physics ambition. The weapons could no longer be physical. We saw this as an opportunity to rework the entire combat system. Instead of the free-flow swinging, we opted for a directional attack. We also introduced ranged mode on right-click, which felt great immediately. Another huge upside is that development started to happen at an awesome pace. In about 2 months we managed to switch multiplayer engine, implement a new combat and movement system, and a wide array of power-ups as well as a basic point capture game mode. In January, we got a new level as well as the first iteration of our weapon draft system, though the minigun was probably a bit too overpowered. In February, we added a ton of new parts and introduced the class system where you unlock powerful bonuses by having multiple parts of the same class. In March, we got a second level, as well as some really stupid bots. You who helped us playtest during the closed alpha know exactly how stupid these guys are. We also got some cool new dynamic parts, like the chains, springs and rotators, though they're still being continuously improved upon. In April, we added even more parts, as well as secondary classes to allow for even more fun mixing and matching of parts. We also got a fresh new push-to-cart game mode. The bots aren't really on board yet though. This month, we made some major polish on the whole game, and the game has vastly improved performance. We got nice looking cards and UI, and the bots are scaringly competent. So now we're here. After about a year, we've finally arrived at a somewhat stable core version of the game. Surely, you'll find bugs during the beta, but that's kinda half the point. We're so excited to hear your thoughts about the game, so please check it out during the open beta that starts the 9th of June. In the meanwhile, if you have any questions or want to discuss anything gaming, hop into our Discord or drop a comment below. Also, I've heard I'm supposed to tell you to smash like and share or something, so yeah, do that if you want.